Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Today is an important day. Today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I'm a big student of history, everyone, and I've read a lot. I've read a lot about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and I've read a lot about many historical figures. And one of the things that really jumps out to me that I actually wanted to highlight is a powerful speech that was given by someone honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And my team and I were actually able to track down the speech. And the reason I wanted to highlight that speech is because I believe that speech, even though that speech is more than 50 years old, because I'm about to show you a speech not in this video but in another video. So definitely make sure you subscribe to our channel. A speech that was given in 1968 after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life was taken away. A speech was given in 1968 by Robert Kennedy. Yep, by Robert Kennedy about some of the things we can learn. We can learn from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I think that speech is as relevant today as it was back in 1968. So if you're a history nerd like me, I will provide you with that speech in another video. But in this video, I want to focus on the here and the now. And I can tell you that if there is one thing that is a big contrast between President-elect Biden and the outgoing President Trump. By the way, there are many things that are different between them. They couldn't be more further apart. I think we can all I think we can all agree about that. They cannot be any more different than they are. So forget about the fact that one's a Republican, one's a Democrat. Setting that aside, there's so many ways that they're so different from each other. But they could, if there was one thing that you had to pick, it's the fact that one is going to have a very scaled down, very sort of curtailed inauguration, okay, and the other wants a big send off. I have some new details about the big contrast between the inauguration of the incoming president and the desired send off. In fact, there's an invitation from the outgoing president that says bring up to 5 people because he likes crowds. So I have some breaking news for you: the contrast between the inauguration of one and the send off of the other. This is breaking news from Ignition Time. So let's go ahead and get started, everyone. I'm about to show you just a moment that, oops, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to show you that right now, and I think it's going to interest you. So let's go ahead and get started. I will show you an article on your screen that was published in Bloomberg. Oh, I have two cameras now. Let's see. This is what happens when you do something live, everyone. I have two cameras going, but guess what? We'll just roll with it. So here's the interesting thing. One of them is the camera from my MacBook Pro, and this is what happens when you do live streams. One of them is the camera from my MacBook Pro, and the other is a more professional camera that's sitting on top of my system. As you can see, one camera is a lot more flattering than the other one. And do you guys want? You know what? Let me get rid of one of them. So pretty funky here, but you know what? I'll just roll with it. No worries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this article here. Biden's inauguration is going to be curtailed because of the security concerns associated not only with what happened with the Capitol last week, but as a direct result of this pandemic. So President-elect Joe Biden will be taking the oath of office as president in a ceremony that has been dramatically curtailed as a direct result, everyone, of this pandemic. And Biden is going to use his inauguration to highlight America United. And keep in mind, Trump is refusing to attend the ceremony. He's the first living Oval Office occupant to skip the regularly scheduled inauguration of the successor in more than a century. Now, here's something interesting, everyone. He's not going to talk to Biden. When Trump was became the president, he and Obama spoke. And I believe that Trump had a conversation with Obama where Obama said the biggest problem that we have is North Korea, and I'm sure they shared important intelligence and they shared important conversations. There's going to be nothing like that. So what that means is that if Trump has some important information that he needs to pass on to Biden, because Biden has to inherit foreign policy, the pandemic, this, that, and the other, Biden's just going to have to figure it out That's where things are now. Obviously, Biden has his own set of cabinet officials and people who haven't been nominated yet. But a conversation between the two is not happening. Is not happening. So like I said, Trump is not going to attend a ceremony, and Biden will stand on the western-facing steps of the U.S. Capitol building, and he has asked the audience to stay home, and that is interesting. So, Biden supporters were already being discouraged from coming to attend the inauguration ceremony, and so we're gonna have to watch it online. Everyone, if you want, we can watch it together. But because of the civil unrest, because of the pandemic, they don't want anyone. So they're like, stay home, just chill. I believe Lady Gaga will be singing. I believe J Lo will be singing as well. So that should be fun to watch. And keep in mind, John Adams and Andrew Johnson and John Quincy Adams, they skipped their successors' inaugurations out of spite. Abraham Lincoln came to his first ceremony surrounded by armed guards, and he took his second oath of office amidst a civil war. And Obama and George W. Bush had faced heightened security. So, not a lot of things happening. But speaking of things happening, let's take a look at what Trump has planned. And what Trump has planned is a farewell that is on Wednesday morning ahead of the Biden note. That's what Trump has planned, everyone. So that's essentially Trump's plan, a farewell ceremony, as you can see on your screen here, and it's an event scheduled for 8 a.m. at Joint Base Andrews, just outside the nation's capital. And invitations have been circulated to supporters asking them to arrive at 7:15 a.m. I actually have a copy of the invitation that I'll show you. Was able to locate one, and Trump has decided to skip the inauguration, like I said, and he's going to head to Mar-a-Lago. And let's show you folks the invitation. A pretty interesting invitation here. Let's take a look at it. And it says, let me show everybody. It says here, President Trump is leaving office on Wednesday. Plans are underway for a departure ceremony. It's actually going to be a ceremony. This is the invite sent to supporters. It includes a list of prohibited items, as you might expect. And let's actually take a look at this invitation, everyone. I'm going to go out and I'm going to zoom out a bit so you folks can see it. Let's see, can you see it? Whoops. Let's see, let me make it a wee bit smaller. Yeah, that's better. I think you can see the whole thing now, right? Just want to make sure. Yeah, that works, right? The White House cordially invites you to a ceremony featuring President Donald J. Trump. Kindly RSVP. You may RSVP up to 5 guests. Please use the below guidelines for submitting your RSVP. RSVPs are required to attend the event. So, that is what is going on. A curtailed inauguration on one side, everyone, and a send-off on the other. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Pretty interesting occurrence, if you will. Folks, if there's one thing that highlights the contrast between these two presidents, it is a curtailed inauguration of one and a big send-off for the other. Uh, there are going to be many, many, many more differences between the two, but I just wanted to highlight this. I appreciate you watching. I do have some important announcements for you, and check out the remaining videos we release. I have a very, very interesting video and a tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that I don't think you want to miss. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I want you to know I really appreciate you. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. I invite you to join our community. We have 2 membership levels. We have the gold tier and the elite tier. So simply go to the homepage of our channel, click on join, and you'll learn more about the benefits of our community. Remember, we release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. If you want to get on our SMS list, get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000, and you'll get added to our SMS alerts list going forward. You'll get important information, important news, and breaking news alerts about what's going on in the country right now. You can also get on our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and then you can get added to our email list going forward. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time going forward. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. So make sure you follow us on Instagram. You can also follow us on Twitter. You'll learn more about what I'm reading. You'll be able to interact with me. I retweet in real time. You'll be able to see all the news that I'm following on Twitter. In fact, here's a quick look at my Twitter feed. You can see that our Twitter community is growing very rapidly, and I invite you to join our community on Twitter. Also, keep in mind that YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you can visit the homepage of our channel, and then you can check out our videos at any point in time that you want. Now, remember, one of the most valuable aspects of the channel is our community. I invite you to join our community. I invite you to comment below and engage with other members of our community. Remember, for us, on this channel, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm American. I'll call things out as I see them, and I'll talk about the truth wherever the truth might lead us. As always, you'll get a link to all of our resources in the description section below, so definitely check out our resource section. Please share this video with 2 friends or family members. That's just 2 friends or family members. That tells a YouTube algorithm that you did find the video content helpful. And also, please gently ignite the like button. Please smash that like button, but don't do it so hard that you go and and that's too many cracks. Let's clean out the first one and the second one and the third one. I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to have, I want you to have a clear screen so you can watch our videos. I want it to be raining money. I want it to be raining money. I want you to be happy. I want there to be a confetti like atmosphere. I want us to be in dance mode. I want us to be in party mode. I want to be able to bring a smile to your face. That is the goal of Ignition Time. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. Thank you so much for watching. And also, don't forget to join our community. You can join the gold tier or the elite tier. Simply go to the home page of our channel and click on the join button, and you'll learn more about our community. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time.